The controversial independence referendum in Catalonia, a federal state in northeastern Spain, took place on Sunday, October the 1st, 2017. Spain's mainstream political parties, including the governing center-right Popular Party, with its leader, Prime Minister Mr. Mariano Rajoy, and the Spanish King, Felipe or Philip, have denounced the referendum as illegal. Only about 43% of the eligible voters turned out. However, of those who cast valid votes, about 92% favored independence, or about 2,044,000. Only about 8% or 178,000 voted against independence. The referendum was approved in the Catalan Parliament in a session in September 2017, along with a law that states that independence would be binding with a simple majority without requiring a minimal turnout. Opposition parties refused to participate in the session and called on their voters to boycott the vote, except Catalunya Sí que es Pot, who abstained but supports participation. The law is illegal according to the Catalan Statutes of Autonomy, which require a 2/3 majority in the Catalan Parliament for any change to Catalonia's status. The referendum question, which voters answered with yes or no, was: do you want Catalonia to become an independent state in the form of a republic? The Catalan government estimated that up to 770,000 votes were not cast due to polling stations being closed off during the police crackdown, although the universal census system introduced earlier in the day allowed electors to vote in any given polling station. Catalonia already has self-government, and the Spanish federal government opposes any Catalan self-determination referendum because the Spanish constitution does not allow for a vote on the independence of any Spanish region, while also considering it illegal without its consent. This interpretation is also favored by the Catalan Statutory Guarantees Council. However, the Catalan government invoked the right to self-determination for calling the referendum. On the day of the referendum, the inaction of the autonomous police force of Catalonia, the Mossos d'Esquadra, allowed polling stations to open. The National Police Corps and the Guardia Civil intervened and raided polling stations after they opened. 893 civilians and 431 agents of the National Police and the Guardia Civil were reported to have been injured. The Mossos d'Esquadra are being investigated for disobedience, for not having complied with the orders of the High Court of Justice of Catalonia to prevent the referendum. The ballot was initially scheduled for no later than September the 17th, 2017, a result of an election pledge made by pro-independence parties ahead of the 2015 Catalan election. During the previous legislature, the Catalan government had held a non-binding citizen participation process about the question. The election resulted in a minority government for the Junts pel Sí coalition, which had won a plurality of members of parliament, 62 out of 135 deputies, plus conditional support from the 10 CUPCC members of the Catalonian parliament. Shortly after the government was formed, it resolved to hold a referendum on independence. Even though Catalonia belongs to Spain. It has a different language from the standard Spanish, the Catalan language, although it is related to Spanish. And also there are cultural differences. The Prime Minister of Catalonia, Mr. Puigdemont, in July 2017, dismissed his Enterprise Minister, Mr. Jordi Baiget, who, in the face of the legal challenges, had just expressed doubts regarding the referendum taking place as envisioned by the Catalan government. The referendum was attended by several international observers. The first accredited international observers, led by the Hague Center for Strategic Studies, were headed by Mr. Daan Everts and consisted of 20 observers from the United States, Britain, the Netherlands, France, and Poland, among others. The second international mission, called the International Electoral Expert Research Team, was headed by Ms. Helena Catt and consisted of 17 observers from Britain, France, Ireland, and New Zealand, among others. There was also a delegation of 33 parliamentarians and politicians called the International Parliamentary Delegation on Catalonia's referendum on self-determination, October the 1st, 2017, from political parties in Slovakia, Belgium, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Iceland, Ireland, Israel, Latvia, Macedonia, Monaco, Spain, Sweden, and Britain. Of these international observers, those summoned by Diplocat are not recognized by the United Nations as such, in not recognizing this Diplocat as an international observer. And then in the aftermath, the Catalan Prime Minister Puigdemont has claimed that he's going to quickly declare independence. And actually this coming Monday, October the 9th, 2017, he has promised to speak to the Catalan Parliament. On October the 4th, 2017, Mireia Boia, a lawmaker of the Popular Unity candidacy, announced that a declaration of independence would likely come after the parliamentary session on October the 9th. The Spanish King Felipe VI, who called the Catalan referendum illegal, appealed to the Union of Spain and called the result in Spain extremely serious. As of August 2017, the spread between Spanish 10-year government debt and German bonds was close to its narrowest in 7 years. However, since the start of July, the yield on the Catalan regional government's bond had jumped by 50 basis points, signaling unease among investors in regards to the referendum issue. Stratfor suggested financial market disruption due to the political upheaval. Mr. Predrag Dukic, senior equity sales trader at CM Capital Markets Bolsa, wrote, "The independence movement seeks to paralyze the region with strikes, disobedience, etc., a nightmare scenario for what until yesterday seemed a strong Spanish economic recovery."